So
you're denying her until she
No.
calms down.
Yeah, until she chills out and doesn't try to burst out of there. No. Right, and so just doing this is a nice thing because it kind of reinforces that they need to not act crazy. Have you ever had her yank you out the door?
No, but it's when we get home.
Yank you in the door?
Then when we go home.
Yeah.
Like it jumps and yeah, well, just tries to jump up on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she gets the loud whining when we get home.
Yeah, so they'll kind of like burst out of the crate. Another thing with her is she does love the jump. She has long nails right now, which is okay. She has scratched me a few times. I don't care.
They're strong.
My Anatolian Shepherd jumps on me too.
I hate it.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. I like when they bite me. Yeah. I like when they like put my shoulder in their mouth. Apollo did that a lot, but I have to try to teach them not to. It sucks for me, but she likes to jump. So what I did is I'm making it a command.
Okay.
So up,
Yeah.
uppies, up. And then that makes it where if you didn't invite it, you can punish it.
Okay.
So it makes it very clear. Hey, sometimes it's okay. I've also been using it because she loves it so much. I've been using it as a reward.
Okay.
Right.
How would you punish that from the jumps?
Is that a
I'll show you.
hard no?
We'll do it.
Yeah.
You hate the jumping? I always put it on the left side because then if they're healing, then it'll push them into you. Yeah. You do.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. We put out a lot.
Yeah, I repeat myself a ton. I know. Crazy mongrel. Okay, there you go. What are you doing? Chill out.
Like my humans are here. I can act out.
We're gonna get you out. Don't worry. Yeah, go back in there. There you go. Almost. Almost, I promise. Because she's not fully off leash yet in this part. She's getting there. But I'm not 100% confident in her recall. And that's an important thing. Until you're confident, 100% confident in her recalling for you, have her on something until you're 100% confident in it. Okay. Yeah. That's good. I think she loves you guys. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God.
My human. I love that.
She is a goober. Yeah, and because you guys have such a great relationship with her, she obviously loves you guys so much.
She's like my human.
We're gonna use that. Oh yeah, she's nailed my face a lot of times. Oh, she loves you. Okay. Oh, this is the most excited she's been in 2 weeks.
I can tell from the play sessions that she loves you though.
Yeah, we have a good time. She likes me now. Yeah, she was very suspicious of me at first. She likes me now. Yeah, she is. She has grown a little bit. She's gotten thick. She's a thick girl.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
We like them gaining weight.
Yeah. Good girl. You smell like doggy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give her a bath before she comes home, but she'll need a groomer or something.
Especially for her nails.
Yeah, for her nails.
One thing she was pretty good with us with baths, but
her
nails was a tough one.
That's one of the reasons too we wanted to make sure we got her in good training too, because there's no way we're gonna get her to a groomer and not be
acting
reactive.
crazy.
And like even with the vet, I told.
Did you guys have issues with the vet?
Yeah, I told Christian when he came pick her up because her little harness that we had given her, she was. I don't know if she's weird about collars for you guys now, but when we took her to the vet for all her shots, they had to. As she got older, she was a little more reactive, and they're idiots. They basically just tried to like shove a muzzle on her, like just with no prep or approach, and then like
you have to do muzzle conditioning first if you're gonna use it.
Like,
No, she's not.
And they dragged her back to the front and like made me do it. And so she had an aversion to things going over her head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know, I noticed that. She's pretty much good with it now. Yeah, like because I put, you see that she has 2 collars on? The Flexi is attached to 2 things. It's attached to the prong collar and also to a backup slip collar.
Okay.
That's in case the prong collar popped off.
Cool.
So I have to put that on her head. I have to slide that over her face every day.
Okay.
So she's gotten a lot better with that now.
Bailey rubs.
Good, she loved better with. Yeah, so you'll notice in some of the newer videos that are going to get posted, I've been using the jumping as a reward. Hey. But I like to give this illustration. It's one that I heard. It's with a trash can. Think about it this way: you have a range of behaviors that can be done around a trash can. Penny, hey, sit. You have a range of behaviors that can be done around a trash can. They can walk by it. They can walk by it. They can sniff it. They can put their paws up on it. They can put their butt on it. Or they could dig in it and dig trash out. Okay, there you go. Right, so they can do any of those things. How many of those things are undesirable to humans? Just one. That's really undesirable, digging in the trash and digging stuff out of it, right? So you can make the rest of them things you can tell them to do and make it positive, and you can reward it. And then they're like, okay, there's a spectrum of things that I can do with the trash can. Penny, sit. There's a spectrum of things that I can do with the trash can. And then there's one thing right in the middle of the trash can. I can't do that. I get punished for that. So jumping, you can make it where it's like, hey, if invited, totally fine. If not invited, it gets punished. And if you're consistent about that, then they learn, oh, okay, it's not the contact, because that's the risk. If you punish jumping, especially with a dog like her, she could start to think that going to someone is bad. Right? So you don't want that, obviously. So instead, you teach them, you teach them that if they do it uninvited, it's bad. If they do it when invited, it's fine. And so you teach a verbal cue. So if I go, Penny, okay, Penny, uppies, hey, uppies, right? And I tap my chest and I say, uppies, she'll do this, right? And then that's fine, no punishment. But if she jumps on me uninvited, I'm gonna punish it. All right, no, nope. There you go.
So then how would you do that when you're handling her? So like with Michaela, because she was walking over there.
Nope.
So you just.
Nope.
Was she
Nope.
jumping on your own self?
No. Don't do that. No. Okay. Good girl. Come on. Good girl.
So she's jumping on your own self. How would you punish? Do you just do it?
Right. If you have a leash on, you can do exactly the same thing.
Okay.
If she doesn't have a leash on, use social and spatial pressure. And you can also use your hand. You can do a nose boop. It's like this. Penny. Right? It'd just be like this. Like that. But with social and spatial pressure involved. Right? Because if I just do that without any context, she's like,
Yeah.
we're playing, right? But if I go, nope, and then go, don't you ever do that again. No. Right? Then she's like, oh, crap. Right? And so when it comes to punishing behaviors of any kind, you only know if it worked by their reaction. If you don't get the reaction you want, it didn't work, right? It's the same thing with rewards. Say that, have you ever had it where you like get somebody a gift? No, I've never done that. No. But like, say, gift, I don't get gifts. I receive gifts, freaking, what are you talking about? No, sorry. So if you've given a gift and they were like, thanks.
Okay.
You're like, I didn't really care about that gift, did they? They didn't like it.
Yeah.
But then if you're like, oh man, like thank you so much, I've been wanting this. You know that your gift was effective. That was a thing that they actually wanted. It was rewarding. So same thing like with a dog. If some dogs are really, like when I first got her, if I tried to use physical affection, petting, praise, she might be like freaking. Like when I met you guys at the park originally, like if I go, good job, pretty good, she won't freaking.
Yeah.
Is it rewarding or punishing? Punishing.
Yeah.
But I think, oh, I'm doing a rewarding action. But because it's me and not you, in that case, the context changes whether or not it's rewarding or punishing. Because that was actually punishing, that's going to make her not walk towards me because she doesn't find that rewarding from me in that case. She does now, but she didn't then, right? So the whole point of that is you only know by the reaction, not by what you think a certain thing does. So if you think like, okay, you could, as an example, make a tasty piece of food a punishing thing if you paired it. So like say I like offered her a certain kind of treat, right? Like say like salmon, juicy piece of salmon. And I was like, you want this? And every time I showed it to her, I shocked her. Then when I show her the salmon, what's she gonna think? Oh, now it's a punishment, right? And some dogs just don't want the food, and so it's not rewarding to them. So you know it's not rewarding by the fact that they react either neutrally or they don't want it, right? So the same thing with the punishment. If after the punishment they're like, and they're like that the whole time, what's up, and they just never, their kind of attitude doesn't change, they didn't get punished at all. Nothing punishing ever happened.
So what would that look like? What would adequate results for their behavior look like?
Yeah.
So like.
Right. Okay. So
jumping,
what?
Right.
Right. They're jumping. What you would want to see is this. Like that, where they're like, oh, like a little kid that got in trouble. Okay. But they're like, oh crap. And they're kind of like, they look a little, what they're going to look like in your mind is they're going to look like they're scared of you. However, I promise it's all good. They're not, right? They won't, you're not going to destroy your relationship. You'll actually improve it because you'll make things more clear about like how things are going. Because the things that ruin relationships with people and their dogs is very often a lack of clarity that leads to resentment. And then sometimes neglect or other problems. Then like you don't take them out as much, or you're annoyed by them, and you have a worse attitude towards them because they're doing a bunch of dumb stuff that you don't like. But in their mind, if you never did that, you never told them not to. If you think about it, yeah. It's kind of like if I said, "Hey, did you like text them the list of products?" And she was like, "Yeah, I did." And then like I asked you guys, like, "Did you guys get the list?" And you guys were like, "No." And then she was like, no, I sent it to them. And then I looked and it was this like keyboard gibberish, GGLPTTONLO, like a big string of them. Yeah, she sent you a text, and maybe in her mind she thought she was sending you the product list, but you never received it. That happens with people and dogs all the time. Yeah. They're like, no, don't do that. No, stop, don't do that. And the dog's like, yeah, woo, right? And they're like, I think you're playing, and like, woo, and they just never like actually show that they understood that they got punished. And then to them, they never did. They never got punished, right? And then I get a lot of people that are like, well, they listen to you, but it's because they respect you. Like, not really, I'm just clear. It's not really that. It's just that I'm clear with them about like, don't do that, and yeah, do this, right? I'm really clear on both ends. So if I'm really clear about the punishment, then they're like, oh, snap, no, yeah, okay. Don't do that. Or if I'm really clear about the obligation, they're like, okay, I have to do that. Or if I'm really clear about the rewards, they're like, heck yeah, that's great. And so the more clarity that you involve, the easier it is to live with your dog. That's where you get like a bunch of freedom, and you can like just relax around your dog and like trust them. That's when you say, I can actually start to trust your dog. Yeah. So yeah, what you're going to be looking for is they registered punishment. And you're going to tell, nope, no, don't do that. That's a perfect example. Yeah. But then, okay, go girl, come on, good job, right? So then I normally let them sit in it for about a second or two. I make sure they got there. I let them sit in it for a second or two. So you saw I let her sit there for a second. You saw the little kid in trouble face that she made. And then I go, okay, come on, girl, good job, yeah, right? Because what I want to do is she now afraid? No, she's totally normal and fine. But it's because it was clear, okay, don't do that again. And then it was also clear, but we're good and I love you. Right? I reconciled a few seconds later and was like, good job, I love you, mama, right? So that's another thing. You don't let the punishment linger, right? If a punishment event lasts 10 minutes, that's going to be psychologically traumatizing. Right. It's the difference between you guys get in an argument and I go, hey, what the heck? And then we like work it out and I go, okay, and then we're fine. And me yelling at you and throwing things for 10 minutes. One of those is called domestic abuse. The other one is called an argument, right? Right? Yeah. So it's the same thing with the dog. If I just wailed on her for 10 minutes and yelled at her and was really mad at her, at a certain point it becomes ununderstandable. She doesn't even know why it's happening. And then she's going to be like, I don't like that guy. Keep him away from me, right? But if it's like momentary and clear why it happened and she makes the connection, hey, don't do the jumping thing, and then afterwards I reconcile with her like 4 or 5 seconds later, everything's all good, right? Because I understand like because people a lot of times, there's a lot of confusion around punishing dogs and honestly kids now. Because there's so much confusion around it, people are afraid to do it because they feel like they're going to damage their dog. And yeah, it can damage your dog. Just like actually rewarding in an unclear way can really mess your dog's head up and lead them to be dropped off in a shelter one day, because you're rewarding things that you shouldn't be, and then they get really confused and things are all over the place, and then they start not being clear about what they're doing or not doing, and they're like, oh, this is all good, and then like slowly in the background you're just like, this freaking dog, I hate this thing, you know, and then like that ends up ruining the relationship over time.
That just happened to her brother, actually.
Really?
So, yeah, the litter that we got to, because it's her sister's husband's puppies, and their last one, Max, this guy took him, and then like last week we found him at an animal shelter, and the guy just gave up on him, and I was like,
They found him?
Yeah.
Did they get him back?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
Her sister.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which is my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just one of the other puppies from her litter.
Oh, your sister's a breeder? Her sister's a breeder? They had puppies.
Yeah,
Okay, so
they
yeah.
had puppies.
Yeah, they're not doing that for a living. They just.
No, they're not. Yeah.
They had a litter.
They had puppies.
Did they sell them?
Yeah, they sold most, and we got ours for free because she's the one who actually, she was like
sick. Yeah, because that dog is, you know,
Well,
you can sell it for a few $1,000s if you I'm just saying like value wise, like she's not like. She's not like a like $20 dog. Like that's like
No.
that's a nice dog.
They were several $100s each.
Yeah, easily.
And so, but yeah, they just found it on a listing for an animal shelter. And like, what the hell?
Dang,
So,
yeah.
I think that's what it was.
It's probably that.
Giving up.
They give up because they don't know what to do, and the dog doesn't either. Because I always think like, from the dog's perspective, they don't know what the fudge is going on.
Yeah.
They don't know why that happened.
All they know is sounds associated with feelings and actions.
Yeah.
If you're not clear.
If you're not clear with them, then they just have no idea what they're supposed to be doing, and so then like that kind of stuff happens all the time.
You look like Penny.
Yeah, good.
You like that
Yeah.
baby talk to you?
Yeah. So let's see. I'll show you a couple of things that we've been working on and how to do it. And that way you'll have a clear idea of how to maintain it. Penny, let's go. Come on. So that's the first thing. Let's go. Let's go is what I use when I'm taking them on walks on Flexis. Or you can do it on a 6-foot. I can use it for that too, but it's just going to be used less likely, like less frequently. Come on, let's go. Right?
So you identify a command to go on with a Flexi specifically?
So that one is just that like it just happens more often on Flexi,
Okay.
right? Just because by definition she's going to go further out, right? So like the way that Let's Go works, the purpose of it is that when you're on a walk, if she walks further away from you because she's interested in something, like say, okay, this. Say I want to go that way now. Penny, let's go. Come on, let's go. And it's not a recall. It's just a, let's move along. Like.
It's a different style of walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then like I'm on the Flexi and then she's going and sniffing whatever she wants. This is my preferred way to take a dog for a walk. Way more fun for them and for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I let them go do the thing they want to do. And it's also the best way to maintain certain commands.
Yeah.
As an example, recall. Very hard to maintain a recall on a 6-foot leash. When do you recall them? From where? Where are you recalling them from?
Yeah.
They never went anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
You can let her venture further out
And get involved
have
in
the leash
something.
for pressure still at a longer distance.
Yes. Yeah, if I need to, right? So as an example, the way that you would maintain the Let's Go is very simple. You take her out for a walk, and when you want to go somewhere, like say we want to change direction, go over there, she's interested in there. Oh, she's peeing, so I'm not going to do it yet. Penny, let's go. Right? If she does it, great. She moved along. She doesn't have to come to you. She just has to like come near you and like start walking the same direction. If she stays on the thing she's sniffing, say she's sniffing that pole, sniff, 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 sniff. I say, Penny, let's go. She just stays sniffing. I'm just going to do this. Just going to lock it for a second. Put a little bit of a pop. This one, I almost never do it super hard unless they're like really bracing on it. And then, Penny, let's go. Come on, good girl, good job, right? And then I'll kind of encourage her, like, yeah, you did good, and you got here, right? So
that was bad behavior, or not listening behavior, and then pairing it with a negative or a pressure.
Yeah, pressure, and then release of the pressure when they start coming towards you.
And then you can still do the lovey-dovey reward.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Definitely, yeah. That's a funny thing. So that's a thing that's been common in like the dog trainer consciousness world for a long time. Like, hey, like if they didn't do it and you had to use pressure to make them do it, you don't reward them. That's a very common thought. I came to the conclusion that that's, for us, it makes a person feel good. Like, yeah, no, I'm not going to reward her because she didn't do it the right way the first time. But it doesn't make any sense to them. Like, that doesn't help the training. It actually helps more if you do then reward them when they do it, because you're encouraging their behavior on both ends, both positively and with pressure. Right? So you're rewarding and they're getting pressure released, right? The other thing is that with her, with like the reactivity issues, I've actually had it happen numerous times. This didn't happen with her right away, but pretty quickly. Is I've had dogs where like they were like really crazy, and then I just put them on a Flexi and started walking around like this, and they were like, and then they weren't reactive at all.
Because they had more freedom?
Because they could actually go like find out. Because a lot of reactivity is actually frustration, reactivity. So it's based on being restrained. So that's how we teach protection dogs. I think we talked a little bit about this on when we first met, is if you want a dog to learn to be a protection dog, put them on a short leash, hold them back, and then just like do that on a flat collar or a harness, which people do it all day long, right? Nope. No. Don't do that. Nope. Don't do that. Okay. Good girl.
Bad behavior, actual punishment.
Yeah, punish it.
Penalty.
Yep, a penalty. I penalized it.
Immediately.
Exactly. Yep.
So the idea is that behavior is just something she doesn't touch.
Yeah, don't do that again.
In the future.
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to make the behavior not happen again.
She may still feel whatever feeling she thought when she barked at them, but she doesn't do that action.
Yeah, if she.
I remember Christian telling me that, and it's the emotion, the anxiety they're feeling or whatever, like it's more manageable because they learn like, oh, I don't need to bark at this person. I can feel it, but like I don't need to act.
They learn to cope with it, and then a lot of times they kind of don't feel that way anymore. That can happen. Good girlie. Yeah. So, yeah, this is my preferred way to take a walk because this is a lot less work for both of us, and way more fun for her. She gets to actually go look at everything. And then you also don't inadvertently create reactivity by holding them back all the time. Because it's funny, the worst combination, people always think it's a Flexi and a prong. That's the best. The worst one is a harness and a 6-foot leash. Yeah, because you're holding them back in a way that encourages them to pull against it because it's not uncomfortable to pull. And then that creates reactivity because then they see someone and they're like suspicious and then they feel pressure back on them and they're like, right? Whether it's excitement or fear or whatever it is, in all three cases, if it's fear, then they don't have a way to get away. So then, but on the Flexi they do. She could just go back there.
Yeah.
And I'd let her. I'd be like, whatever. Like, you don't like that person? Cool.
Yeah.
Go. Right? It's fine. Thank you for the dookie. Stinky dookie. That one's not too bad. Yeah, she hasn't been too bad. It's a little soft, but not too bad. I'll need to go get a...
Dragon. Did you drag her?
There's a thing over there. Sometimes, but I think it's because she's got a lot of hair. It's uncomfortable. She feels it. Yeah. The angle of the moon and the sun. I have to remember what that is. No. This little thing here. I'll come back and get that. Good girly. Good. Let's go. But yeah, so that's like with fear, they don't have a way to get away. If it's excitement, they're being held back from going to get a thing they want, which increases excitement. And if it's real aggression or intent, same thing. So in all cases, it makes it worse.
Positive feedback loop of whatever that is.
Yeah, it's a vicious feedback loop, right? But this one eliminates all of that stuff. So a lot of times this will clear up a lot of it, like right away, just by using different tools and having a different approach to the walk. Good job. So then you might have a question, well, what if we do want to walk around a shorter leash? So if you do walk around a shorter leash, I'll show you a powerful technique. It's called loose-leash walking. Have you ever heard of that?
Loose-leash walking, where
You're walking with a loose leash. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Oh, wow, what'd you do?
Good job.
Why'd you do that? That made no sense, like 0 sense at all. I don't even understand what the point of that was. Okay, there you go. Good. So loose leash walking, very simple. There's 3 phases, and I like to use it as a warm-up. So I'm getting them out of the crate, or we're going through the door. How do I warm up before I go on a walk? So say you go on a walk, you want to take her out to Jack Marley Park, you guys walk around. You start with like whatever you're getting her out of, it's a crate, or if you're just taking her out the door, if she was loose in the house, you just reinforce, hey, like don't like burst out of thresholds, doors, gates, stuff like that. And then second thing is I'll do like a little obedience check sometimes, right? So I'll be like, all right, let's go. And then I'll just ask her to do a couple of things real quick and just check. Penny, sit. Okay, good. 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 Penny. Hey, down. Okay. Good girl. Good job. Right, so I'll just ask her to do a couple of things. You're like, that's what we came here for. We wanted to see. Yeah.
As you were doing them, I was like,
She's learning.
too.
Oh yeah, she was at first. Yeah, she didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Okay, so you just kind of warm her up.
Warm her up. And so then the loose leash walking, there's 3 phases for teaching it. And then there's a maintenance phase, which is just the 3rd phase. So the first phase for teaching it, and sometimes I'll go through all 3 phases just as a little warm up, because if you're going to walk them on a leash like this, it's nice to do. So the first one is, Penny, hey, I'll give them a fair chance because I don't want to just, okay, let's go, come on. And then I'll just do the first phase, which is just U-turns. Yep. So we'll just walk back and forth. And then if she catches it every time, cool. Right? And once they've learned it, they don't normally regress where they're like not getting it.
So she's going based off of you, not the pressure of the lead.
Well, now she's not ever hitting the pressure, she's avoiding it. So that's the thing. There's the pressure and release thing. There's kind of like 2 like phases within any of those. The first one is they learn to escape it. So they learn, okay, if I do this particular action, the pressure goes away. That's escape. They feel the pressure goes away, they escape it when they do the behavior you wanted. The second part of that is I've used pressure for the down, and then I've also used rewards. So now she knows, okay, if I go down, that if she doesn't do it, pressure is going to come. There will be pressure if she doesn't go ahead and do it. But she's learned I can avoid it if I just do a down when he says so. So if I go, Penny, down. Slowest down ever. Okay, good girl, right? But she's learned, hey, if I just go ahead and do the down, no pressure comes.
Yeah.
So she learns to avoid it. So there's escape and then avoid.
So I have a question. So for that, for example, so for like maintenance,
Yeah.
She knows the down, and what's in it for her to do? Is it just fear of like, oh, I've been given a command, I know what it's supposed to be, and if I don't do it, there will be pressure. So that's just her operating.
There's a mix.
Standard operating procedure.
It's a mix of things. So like one thing is, so why do people gamble? One, because they're idiots. No, I'm playing like that. I hope you guys don't gamble. No.
We don't.
Yeah.
So we're not offended.
No, okay, good. Yeah, I'm like, I just called them idiots. Sick. Yeah, oh yeah, baby. Retard. No, and then second thing is, they might win. Might.
Yeah.
Funny enough, might is more reinforcing than will. If you have 100% certainty, it's boring. If you might, now we're talking. That's fun, right? So that's how all that works, right? So like, and they've done like the studies on like all the brain chemistry and stuff like that. With the dopamine is up way higher. You have a pet frog? What the heck?
I just caught him.
You just caught a frog? Are you gonna take him home, dude?
He's trying to escape.
Did you just do a little barky bark? Was that her?
Yeah.
You're like, well, I don't see any other dogs. Let's just see what happens here.
Big boy. It's a little toad.
Hey. Nope. Nope.
I just
Don't do
caught
that.
him. He's so cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good girl. Come on. Good.
Do you want to pet him?
Good girl.
Making noises.
Yeah, you want to pet him?
I'll pet him. What's up? What's up, Froggy? Oh, yeah, it's good. That's good. Thank you. Oh, Jesus!
I got him.
He's
You
leaving!
want to pet my pet frog? Oh.
Oh! Don't kill him, dude!
Brain damage.
Good. Brain damage. It's a brain damaged frog now. We're witnessing frog torture.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
He should have killed himself.
Yeah, so with this interaction, that was actually nice for you guys to see. Because I didn't make her, like, go away from them.
Yeah.
I just punished it and then said okay and let her go back. Because what I've learned about her, she's not actually intending to do anything.
Right.
She's just like
why are you here?
she's a little suspicious of them, like, hey,
Yeah.
what the heck is that? Right? And I've noticed that a little bit with kids.
What was that?
Yeah, check us out on Angier K9 at YouTube.
Oh my god.
You're going to be on YouTube, big dog.
Yeah, I already talked to you guys.
Yeah? Sick. Oh, the frog. The poor frog. You too, have a good one.
Do.
I'm famous, only in Angier. Not freaking. No.
Okay, not bad.
No, not bad, yeah. No, yeah, oh yeah. Big.
So
Big
was her,
ups.
like, what was her thinking there? Like. Was
Yeah.
it just-
To me, she just looked like, what the heck is this?
Okay.
Not even fear. She just looked like a little bit like suspicious. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, kids and old people both move different. Like, we move like regular, like, adults. We're like walking and like our movement patterns are like very understandable and predictable for people. And for dogs, they watch that stuff like a hawk. And so like when they see us walking up, they're like, oh yeah, cool. When like a kid's like freaking,
Spaz.
oh, like a spazzing all over
Yeah.
the place. Or like a lot of times the like ambulatory patterns, like the way they walk, like old people,
Yeah.
freaking,
Kind of scary.
they walk weird and the dog's like, dude, what is
What is
that?
that?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so then they'll be more reactive towards that sometimes. So she might just have been like, dude, what is that? And so then I just told her, hey, don't do that. It's fine if you're like weirded out,
Don't do that.
but
like,
don't do the barking, growling
bark
thing.
at them.
Yeah. And then since I'm not worried about it because she doesn't have intent, so to speak, where she's not like, I'm going to like hurt them,
Yeah.
then I'm just like, okay. And then if she wants to go look again, like, as long as she doesn't do anything dumb, like bark or growl or like act like she's going to lunge at them, I do nothing.
Yeah.
I just let her do what she's doing, right? Because what a lot of times our reaction is this. Penny, no, Penny,
Yeah.
Penny,
Yeah.
right? And then she's like, dude, I knew it. What the hell?
Time to protect.
Yeah, because then she's like, yeah, no, like I knew it.
Yeah.
Why are they like being weird now, us? And why are they like moving me, like holding me back from that, right? And that'll just amplify it.
Which is why on walks too, and that's one thing I read, and kind of why I gave up on like messing it up, because like on walks, if she's barking at someone and you're pulling her, and then they continue walking, then it's the positive feedback of, oh, I won.
It worked. It worked. Yeah, exactly. It worked. Yeah. So that's the thing. And that's another reason that like the loose-leash walking thing, that's like the first thing I do most of the time with the dogs, other than just like get to know them and like do like, maybe I'll like load a marker, like okay or something like that, and like start to like kind of work on some small stuff. But one of the very first things I do when I take a dog out is I just do loose-leash walking, because if they can't pull, then all of a sudden pulling and being reactive are very often connected.
Yeah.
Right? Which actually brings me to like phase 2 is sporadic walking. I'm just gonna do random direction changes until she's like paying attention to me, like, oh, okay, I need to pay attention to where he's going. Yeah. And she starts paying attention. But then the last phase, phase 3, is this the one that's like maintenance. And that's where you just go on a normal walk like this, and then maybe every once in a while you stop. Right? And you see, does she catch that you're stopping? Like that? And the other main thing that you're doing is, if she feels it and then immediately goes, oh, and comes off the pressure, perfectly done, ideal, good girl, right? You can even be like, good job, yeah. You can even reward it, right? If she braces into it and pulls into it, it's the bracing that's the problem. So like if she were to like, she's not gonna do it, but if she were to like pull into it and like brace, you know what I'm talking about with her. That's where you punish it.
Yeah.
And you punish it however hard you need to for them to be like, I don't want to do that again. That's it. And that's the maintenance phase, right? And with her, that's normally just going to be like that, right? So if she puts pressure on it, that's all I'm going to do. If she were doing it like on a regular basis and she was like not like, she was starting to introduce a lot of tension on the leash, then I would just do it a little harder. Yeah. Like that right there. Just like that, right? And then she's just going to stop doing that, right? Because it's easy to avoid, right? And as long as I make it super clear what she needs to avoid, then she'll start paying attention and coming off of it right away, right? And then the nice thing is that then this prong collar is just a necklace because it's never tight, right? And that's another thing that we do pretty quickly is we condition the prong collar. So I show it to them. I give them a free treats if they want to take treats. They're like, hey, you know, like this thing is cool, whatever. And then I just like do like a little leash pressure drill where I'll pull on them a little bit and have them come towards me. And if they resist it, then I just kind of keep like doing like a little tiny bit of pressure until they learn to come to me when it goes away, and then it goes away. And then I do the loose leash walking, right? But yeah, okay. So that's like the loose leash walking stuff. Let's see. Kind of already showed you some of the stuff with the reactivity. I'm sure we'll cover more there in the second lesson. And then I showed you how like the sit and the down works. One other super important principle to keep in mind is that the
So would you reward like? Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Were you thinking about the person just walked by?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like she acknowledged, didn't do anything. Is that the type of thing that you would reward? Like,
You can.
Good job. Like,
There's nothing wrong with it.
okay.
Yeah, like if that's like part of the purpose of, come on, if that's part of like the purpose of the walk, like you're doing that and you're like purposely working on that, yeah, that would work, right? Like if she made a good choice, then yeah, you can reward it. And then you could even make it where it's like attached to like, that's where you end up, so it's called classical conditioning. Everything we were talking about, those 4 levers, that's called like operant conditioning, but they're very similar. Classical is when you are like Pavlov's dogs, where like they like hear the bell and they start salivating like they already have the food. But we all have a whole bunch of classically conditioned stimuluses, like as people. Like as an example, like if I hear my wife use a certain tone of voice, I'm like, fudge, right? And I have like a classically conditioned response to that where I'm like, no, right? Or if I'm like sitting on the couch and I hear like a bag of chips open, I'm like, ooh, bag of chips, I want some chips, where are they at? You know, there's all kinds of different ones that we have like more or less automatic responses to. Or like, depending on the nature of your phone, the relationship that you have with your phone, if your notifications are typically bad, you might hear a ding and be like, what? Yeah, that's me a lot of the time, yeah. Or if it's like, hey, like most of the like messages you get are like, oh yeah, like my friend. You're like, oh sick, who's up? You know? Or say you're waiting for a text. You hear it, you know? So we all have like a classically conditioned thing there. Like for me, like with phone calls, I'm like, dude, what the heck? Who wants me right now? What is this? You know? Because it might be like a random spam call and that's annoying. Or it might be just like somebody needs me for something and I'm like, all right, what is it? You know? So it just depends, right? Or there are some days where I'm like, sick, who's calling me? You know, like, but there's a conditioned response. So in this scenario, the reason I brought this up is because if you did do that every time and you made the reward pretty big, then what would happen is person walks by and they go,
I did the thing.
what's up? Like, I get something? Is this cool? You know, I get a treat? Or like, do I get to like hugs? Like, what's up? Like, you know, and they'll start like pairing those two things. And so then it can turn something like that is like maybe something at first, and then it changed that to like, what's up? Yeah, I did it. You know, like, there's a person. Now me, you do thing, right?
Yeah.
So that can work just fine, right? And then the other option is, and you can do both, right? Is that like, if she doesn't do it, then you're cool, just keep walking, right? And so then you're kind of seeing that, hey, she's making good decisions. Because like ideally, the best thing that you can get with a dog is to be consistent and clear enough with them over a long enough period of time that they just start making good decisions, man.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh yeah, I don't do those things, I do these things, I do like this kind of stuff, I do these patterns, and like everything's awesome when I do that, and I'm like having a great time.
Reward-based, it's just
Habits,
good decision habits,
and then you start trusting the dog, which is really nice, because then you're not worried about it. But either way, you don't stay on a reward them every time for everything forever, because that makes it actually makes the behavior less stable and strong.
It's like doing the dishes that Christian said, you pay them the $50
every single time
versus like, oh, I don't want to get chewed out, so I'm just gonna do the dishes.
Yeah, right. So that's the obligation portion. But then if like sometimes you reward them and sometimes you don't, that's actually a more stable reward scenario.
Because they don't get too attached to the reward and make that behavior.
Because then if they don't get the reward, then they're like,
I guess I don't need it.
what's up? I'm owed things now. And so that's not ideal.
Is that the gambling, they might?
Might. Might is the best. And it's actually funny because like the rewarding, the timing in the brain is really interesting, because the reward happens when they're in that state of anticipation. That's when the dopamine spikes, not when they actually get it. When they get it, the dopamine's already going down. The dopamine spikes when they think they're going to get it, or that they might get it. So the dopamine is a might thing, not a I have the thing now. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see, what else we got? Anything else you guys are curious about right now? Because I don't want to drag this on for too long.
No.
So loose leash walking, sit down, some stuff about reactivity, style of walking, bunch of other random topics, tangents. What other things are you kind of like itching to know about?
Honestly, my main thing is just learning the communication to her properly.
Yeah.
The best, so that way, because I understand it's going to still be maintenance, after the fact and reinforcing behavior.
Yeah.
So
You guys are going to do really well. No, I'm serious.
ideally,
You're going to do really well. No, I'm saying I can almost virtually guarantee it. Only because you're paying attention and trying to learn, not just like, all right, did you teach them the things? Great, thank you. Because I've had that happen to me a lot. And then I'm like, that's not how it works. Like, it won't work for you, I promise. Like, you have to like learn and figure it out yourself too. You have to let me teach you. But you're like paying attention, and then you're trying to repeat it back to me, which is the best thing. And then like teaching it back to someone else is one of the best things you can possibly do. So I sent you that PDF. You could read through that, some of those PDFs, and then teach them back to each other, right? That's a really good thing to do. And then get those concepts solid in your mind, so that, because then it's funny, like if you understand those concepts and you understand how dogs take different things, then you can use those things. You could teach her to do whatever you wanted. You could teach her to roll over.
So,
You could teach her to jump.
In an area like this, would we handle that same scenario if someone's walking in our house?
Yeah.
Because she's threatened by that too.
Yeah, just pop her. Tell her to stop it. Yeah, because here's the funny thing. If you had come to me 3 years ago, I would have told you the typical dog training thing, like place-cot. Put them on place, tell them to stay. And then when people come in, they have to stay on the place-cot until you let them get up. Okay. That's a Band-Aid, right? That's not actually what you want. What you want is to be able to just have your dog free in the house, and you go open up the door and the dog's just not doing anything dumb.
Yeah.
That's what people actually, that's ideal, right? That's what people really want. But they've been conditioned to think oh, what I want is for them to go lay on the place-cot. But the only reason they want that is because they think they can't have the other thing. You can, right? And the way you get it is you do it, and when you do it, you just punish the thing that you don't want them to do, and then you reconcile quickly and go, okay, you're free now. And then if they do it again, you punish it again.
They have the rest of the freedoms besides that one thing.
Just don't do that thing. But you can do anything else. You can walk around, you can go sniff them, you can go sit on your cot, you can walk into the kitchen, you can go do whatever, I don't care. Just don't do that.
Less anxiety and tension for them too.
Yeah, because then they learn clearly, like, okay, this is what's expected. Don't do that, but you can do anything else. That's not actually that hard to do, right? Like, just don't do the one thing, but you can do anything else.
It's funny, every time you raise to pitch your voice, she looks up at you.
She looks up at me, yeah. Right, Penny? Yeah? What's up? Yeah, go. She's like, what the heck? I don't know what that means. Good girly, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Sullivan, thank you so much for spending this much time.
No problem.
It's been very informative.
Yeah.
Super helpful, and I can't think of any other questions right now.
Okay.
I just keep watching the videos. I mean, that's kind of a good I kind of already understood when on my multiple phone calls with you guys what it would be like, but that's a good foundation of seeing it in action with her.
Yeah, and hopefully that 20 minutes that we spent earlier where we went over that document together, I wanted to do that so that I can clarify, so that way when you go read it at home, it's not like, all right, what's this?
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like, you've had it explained to you, now like think about it again, explain it back.
Well, it seems like it's the type of thing too where if you just think about it, it makes sense. Like, it continues to make sense. It's very much like cause and effect.
It's really crazy. I have been thinking about that and like the other one, which is like the classical conditioning thing, for like years now, and I still learn new stuff about it on a regular basis. When I think about it more, and then I listen to I'm really nerdy about this stuff now. I listen to a bunch of podcasts. There's a couple of like academic level books that I'm reading on behaviorism.
Yeah. You have to nerd out on
You got to
it.
work. Yeah, you got to be a little obsession.
Yeah.
Properly channeled is good. But I mean, I still learn new stuff about I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually an interesting one, I'll give you a random example, is there's different kinds of negative reinforcement. There's different like shades of it, if you will. So like one shade is like, I'm gonna like think of like the shuttle box experiments where they have like a electrical grid on the floor and they have some poor mouse or something in there, and like if they go walk on that thing during a certain time period, it shocks them, and it's like continuous shock and pretty like darn hard, and they don't even know what's happening. Well, pretty quickly they're negatively reinforced into doing a particular action. They have to go to that side of the room now, because if they don't, this is what happens. So they're like, I'm going to go to that side of the room as soon as I hear whatever sound it is or like whatever the trigger they have. So then the behavior of hearing the sound and going into the other side of the box is like strongly negatively reinforced, right? That's one kind. Here's another kind. Say you're out sunbathing, chilling, trying to get a tan or whatever, and you get a little too hot. And so you get up and you move into the shade. Negative reinforcement. It is. You felt pressure, right? It was hot. And you alleviated it by going to sit in the shade. And so then the action of getting up when it's too hot and going to sit in the shade was reinforced. And if you think about it, like, when did you learn that? When you were a kid.
Yeah.
You learned that like the sun's what's making you feel really hot, and if you go sit in the shade, it stops.
And now you know, if I don't want to feel hot, I'm not going to go sit in the sun right now. So to begin with.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like that's negative reinforcement too. And so there's different shades. That's something I learned like a few months ago that I really like got that concept really. I was reading an article and I was like, interesting. Because people hear things like that and they're like, they always think like it's the biggest thing. Not really. There's like different shades of all this stuff. And so like the more you understand it, the more nuanced you can be about it and the more intentional you can be.
That's why I appreciate what you explained to us and the way you guys train too, because it's very modular. Like once we kind of get the concept down properly, like you said, it's plug and play with like, okay, we understand the pressures, the rewards, and timing, and how to create actions that are desirable. Like we can use it for anything.
Anything,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
My
I
goal.
could teach you to go grab me a beer, you know.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yeah. I've
seen
teached
colleagues.
retrieves, retrieves for like service dogs before. That was back before I was recording anything, unfortunately. But like, yeah, I mean, I've taught retrieves before, and like you do it with the same principles. And then like the more complicated and complex the behavior is, the more you might have to chain different behaviors together, and the more time that it might take to do it. But it's all the same principles, and if you're creative and you think about it hard enough and you think about different ways, there's all kinds of different ways to teach the same thing. Yeah, problem solving. Because you can teach the same thing 20 different ways.
Yeah.
So then when you come across a thing that's not working for a dog, we'll go back to the core principles and think, is there another way to do this, right? And we're going to cover some more stuff. One of the, we didn't go over all of those, but there's a couple in there that are really useful. There's one that's called How Learning Happens, and it's an extension of like, okay, if you know those 4 levers, well then this is kind of like almost like the code about like how all learning happens. So take a look at that, see if you can figure it out, and see if it's clear to you. I try to make it as clear, plain English as possible. But it's very powerful because it's how you change. It's like if you understand that properly and the 4 levers, then you could do like severe behavioral modifications as an example. Like you could take a dog that like wants to kill you and you could like rehabilitate the dog if you understood it properly and had the right gear.
And it's useful too because I think you said in one of your videos, it's like when you're doing this stuff, it's like you kind of got to bum rush everything, you know, because you have a certain amount of time with a dog.
Yeah.
Right? But like you have the entire dog's life to be teaching these things, you know, like if you have those skills and learned as the handler,
then you can, over a period of 3 years, you could teach an unbelievable number of behaviors. And you could teach them to do them without any kind of fallout at all. Because like the more compressed your timeline is, the more likely there is to be some fallout, right? Fallout just means like, say you have to punish a behavior and you didn't really have time to lay some of the foundation pieces that would make that softer for the dog. They will recover fine, but it would have been better if you could draw it out over a month, potentially, depending on what it is in the situation. But practical concerns like timeline get in the way. So like say I'm working with a shelter dog, which I do work with like shelters and rescues. Like, well, with a shelter, you might have 3 days. Otherwise, the dog's getting put down, right? The way I do that's not going to be the way that I train Penny, right? I might, because I, like with Penny, like I have like several weeks, and so I'm like, all right, I can like do things differently and take more time and prepare her better for each stage. If I got a few days and I got to fix a thing relatively quickly, I might have to jump some steps and just hope that I can get them past any kind of fallout, and then that they'll recover just fine, right? Like as an example, say you want to teach them to go into the crate. Well, best way to do it, you take a treat, toss a treat in there if they're really treat motivated. And they go in there and you don't close the door. You let them come back out and you say, good job, woo, when they're in there, right? You do that a few times. And then you start, after you've done that a little bit, you start obligating it, right? You take a leash and you go, you throw the treat in there and then you go, all right, and you add a little bit with it. And you're starting to like say, okay, go home. That's the one I normally use. And then they go in there, cool, cool, cool. And you do that and it might take you like a week to get it really nice. And then it's like, okay, now they know go home, goes in the crate, right? But an old school way that people have taught dogs to do that is you take an e-collar, you turn it up really high, and then you take a leash, like a long line, and you thread it through the thing, like a crate like that. You put it through the front and then through the back. You have somebody back there holding it, and then you get them up close to the crate, and then you turn the e-collar all the way up, and you hold it down and pull them into the crate, and then turn it off. Does it work? Yes. They will dive into a crate like bananas, like friggin' boom! They will go in a crate. You will have struggle to keep them out of the crate. And they'll recover. They'll be okay, right? But man, why do it? It's so stressful. Like you don't have to do it that way.
If you had one day.
They learned. Yeah, if I had one day, maybe I'd do that. But like I'm not suggesting people do that. But it's like you can teach the dogs that way. It's just like why, right? And then you can end up with, like you said, fallout, where now it's like all of a sudden they're like nervous around the crate sometimes. And then you have this weird thing where they walk by a crate and they try to dive in there when you're not telling them to, right? And it's like you can avoid all of that if you spread the process out and do it a different way. Yeah, you lay the groundwork, exactly. Yeah. The one other thing I can show you that we've been working on is we've been working on a heel, and she's been doing pretty good with it. I think you might have seen some of it in the videos. I start with a heel entry, so I'll let her go out there. Penny, heel. Oh, what's that? She's probably getting tired. Heel. Eh-eh. 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 Come on. Eh-eh. Heel. Okay. Good girl. Good job. Go say hi, yeah.
You're a boy, huh? Good
Exactly, I used you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I do that a lot, actually. When the owner's there, I'm like, all right, go. Because I'm like, they don't want to come to me, they want to go to you. Yeah, and like, nope, right? And so you can also like think of it, okay, go, girl, come on, come on, come on, go ahead. What was that? Crazy mongrel, okay. But yeah, oh, one other important thing, and then I think we'll wrap it up, is the order of operations with using commands is extremely important. You will confuse dogs very quickly if you do it in the wrong order. Very simple. Verbal first. Repeat it to me. Verbal first. Verbal first. Always. Yeah. Because whatever comes first is what means something. If it's not first, it doesn't mean anything. Because then it's like things are already happening. And so then it's just noise. So if I go, Penny, and she comes to me, what came first?
The pull.
So then what means come?
Pull.
The pull, right?
That's why in some of your videos you didn't really want to use like hand signal, like your hands as much.
Yeah, you got to be careful, right? Because then they start thinking that this is a common one. Penny. They think that that's it. And then because you do that every single time, they end up thinking that's sit, and then they don't even know sit. So then if you put hands in pockets and you go sit, they don't do it. They don't know the word at all. They only know this. Or that's why there's a ton of people you have to show them the treat for them to do it. They're like, well, I see the treat, okay, right? Or there's a lot of people where like if you're training them with the treats as an example, you reach in your pocket. If you reach in your pocket before you say sit, they're looking at you reaching in your pocket, not you saying sit. So they think, oh, I reach in my pocket, and they're like, right? So you got to be super careful with that. Verbal first, and then you use whatever the other markers you might end up using, but it's always the command first, right? So if you think about it, Penny, come, good. So if I go, Penny, sit, if I'm going to do anything after that, like give a reward or anything else, the other one that matters is when I do give the reward, it's very common for them to, and you can test it, is if she's in that sit right there, and I go like this. Okay, she didn't fail it, she just went into the down. But if I go like this, and then she gets up, then she thinks, okay, and that's what she did at first. It's very common, that's what they do at first, is they think, okay, that's what means get up, right? And so then I could be over there, I've had this happen innumerable times, and it normally happens naturally during part of the process, and I have to then clarify it later, and start to remove and fade away the helps. And the helps are like the body movements and the like physical signals that they see and the pressure that mean to them to do it. I have to fade those out and make it verbal only for them to do it, and then also verbal only for them to release. Because then you have them laying down over there and you're like, okay, and they're like, and then you go, it's okay, come on, all right, and then they get up, down, right, and then they get up, right, because that can happen. Okay, this can happen, right? So now she's unsure. Penny, okay, come on, good, right? And so then how do you clarify it? Well, you say okay first, and then you start to do the thing that makes them get up, right? So then it's like okay precedes that. And she's funny because when she gets a little like unsure, when I've been doing a lot of, because like it's one of the things that's hard in lessons is I end up doing a lot of demonstration with the dog. And so then I've asked them to do, how many behaviors have I asked Penny to do in the last hour? Like 100. And so then they're like, dude, I don't know, right? What's up? So, oh, who's that? Who is that? It's Major, El Mayor. El Mayor. Good. She's just sniffing him. Good girl, come on. Good. So what she'll do is sometimes she'll get a little suppressed. And so I just watch out for that. And if she seems a little suppressed, then I'll just encourage her and then like end it, if that makes sense. Because she's doing the thing, but if she's like reluctant to get up like that, because you can see in the videos, there's innumerable times where I've just like stood there and gone like this and gone okay, and she gets up. So she knows it. But sometimes if I've put her in the down of like a bunch of times and she's kind of like, I don't know, like, do I need to get up? Like, I'm not sure. she gets a little unsure of herself. Yeah. But I'll just keep clarifying it. Yeah. Good, Gertie. But any other questions?
Oh.
You guys want to love her on a little bit? Yeah. Yeah, because when's the next one?
Yeah, it was Monday. I think it was Monday. I can't remember. I have it.
Something like that's on my calendar.
saved.
I know I haven't put it on
What
there.
should we expect for like moving forward? So we'll have one more of these, and then the drop off.
Yeah,
One.
and then the go home lesson. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, one more of these and then the go home lesson. She's so good in doggy college. Very smart. You know, and one of the things that I like about doing these sessions, because we didn't used to do them, well, one of the things I really like is that, like, training session done.
Yeah.
I just did one. So then it's not hard for me because I just have people meet me where I'm going to be anyway. And then basically, like, I train the dog for an hour and I also train the people.
Show them,
Yeah. But it's really important that I show the people. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all crazy.
A lot of times it's like I taught a kid German and didn't teach her parents. And I'm like, so this will be really useful. And they're like, not really. Yeah. Penny. Up, up. Load up. Load up. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. Penny, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Up. Load up. There you go.
Now
Yeah.
maybe she'll make the connection of a run.
Yeah. No, and I that's an interesting one. Is overcome a challenge, right? Yeah. So I'll that's rewarding to them. So I'll let them struggle instead of immediately help them. I'll try to show them, like, hey, do it this way. Yeah. Boy. Oh. You guys want to say bye? Say see you later.
Bye, Mama. Just see you soon.
See you soon.
I love you.
That's your good girlie. They love you.
Good girl,
Good girl.
Penny.
Go back and you go.
Girl.
Good. So I'll see you guys Monday or Tuesday or whatever it is. I'll check my calendar.
Say Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. At 6? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good to see you.
All right, Penny. Go. She'll be roaming around your house before you know it. She'll be roaming around your house before you know it.